So all the taxpayers cannot naturally come under composition levy. So though your turnover may be less than 1.5 crores, but you cannot automatically choose composition scheme. There are some restrictions. Few taxpayers cannot opt for composition scheme. So who are those taxpayers? Supplier of services. So suppose you are supplier of goods and you supply a small number of services as well. Then you are not allowed to opt for composition scheme, though there is an exception. If your supply services not exceeding 10% of the turnover or rupees 5 lakhs, whichever is higher in the preceding financial year. So if in preceding financial year your turnover 10% of the turnover does, it is not supplying services, or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher, you, if it is less than that, you can opt for composition levy. If it is more than this limit, then you cannot opt for this composition levy. So I'll come with an example so that it will be easy for you to understand. Suppose your turnover is 70 lakhs in the preceding financial year. So up to 10% of the turnover, you can supply services. So suppose you are mainly the supplier of goods, 10% of the turnover up to 7 lakhs you can supply services, or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. So in this case 7 lakhs is higher, so up to 7 lakhs you can provide services. And if you are providing services up to 10 lakhs in a year, then you can opt for this composition scheme. If it is more than 7 lakhs, so in the same example, if your turnover is 7 point, so supply of service is 7.1 lakhs or 7.5 lakhs, then you cannot opt for the composition scheme. So please bear in mind, 10% of the turnover or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. If you are below this limit, then you can opt for composition scheme. If you are above this limit, then you cannot opt for this composition scheme. So then what happens to the taxpayers who cannot be part of this scheme, though the turnover is less than 1.5 crores, but then the service limit is exceeding this prescribed limit? Can they not choose composition scheme? There is a special scheme for such taxpayers who cannot opt for such composition, who don't fit in that category because their supply of service is more than the prescribed limit. There is a special scheme for such taxpayers which we will discuss in our future videos.